Hello, ladies. We are live. There is Stephanie from Okie Mom Life. Let's do a sound check. First off, let's just make sure that everyone can hear me. Yesterday, I used a different mic and I had a little trouble with it. So, can everyone hear me okay? Let's start there. Mic check, mic check, mic check. I see Stephanie from Okie Mom's Life is there, and Trisha. Okay, Trisha said she can hear me loud and clear. You know what? I was in a different room yesterday, and I think the acoustics in that room was not good for this. And so Creative Arts by Nature is here. Hey, Creative Arts. So now that we know that the sound is right, let me go ahead and give my usual welcome. So let's just say if you're looking for information to, let's see, Salon Diva is here joining us. So thank you, Salon Diva. So I was just about to greet and welcome everyone to the show. April Will is with us as well. So if you guys are looking for information about how to grow your YouTube channel, one subscriber at a time, you'll find that right here. And in tonight's YouTube Growth Strategy show, we're going to be continuing our discussion on thumbnails, but we're also going to add our description on a spot on the description boxes. Hey, honey, can you bring my laptop in here? It just dawned on me. I wanted to have the laptop in here so that I could pull up some channels while I was working, and I forgot to bring it. So if the hubby will bring the laptop in here for me, then I'll have that. Because one of the things that I wanted us to do when we get to the end of the session is to, if you guys have another. Okay, so Stephanie says she can't chat because she's driving, but she can listen. Trisha at the Life I'm Trying to Love is saying hello, Sister Circle. And Tune Podcast TV is here. And Tune Podcast, I think you joined us yesterday for the first or second time. So it was good to see you then. I was having a little technical difficulties yesterday, and we might have some more technical difficulties today because a little bit ago when I was trying to get things ready, all of a sudden all the power just went out. I mean, things just shut down, just went black. And I was like, what? It just went out. But we're having some storms in the area, so if it goes out again, you guys will know why. So Diva Designing on a Dime is here with us. And if you can sit it here, if you could plug it in for me, that'll be great. I just started last week trying to use the laptop when I'm working with this, and I find that it's really quite helpful because I was able to pull up some things and to talk about some things as we went through it. So I thought I would try that again tonight. So let's see. No. So let's see if I can get that accomplished tonight. So yeah. So how are you guys doing on this nice Mother's Day? Oh gosh, Mother's Day. I meant to say Memorial Day. How are you guys doing today? It is Memorial Day, and it is that day that we are to remember the sacrifices made by so many who try to keep our country free. So hopefully you were able to take a minute to honor some of them. And we were supposed to look at two videos tonight. One of the videos was how to make custom tutorials by Sean Cannell. And I took a look at that video, and I will say I looked at it about 3 different times. And so Creative by Nature said it's just a regular Monday in Canada. That's what I told my husband. He was like, well, you're going to do that on a holiday? I said, well, it's not a holiday everywhere. I said, some of my subscribers and listeners are not in the U.S. It's only a holiday for us. So here we've got our Canadian sisters who said, well, you know what? It's not a holiday over here. So I get it. So we are here to carry on with the show. And so Trisha said she's working on her Clean With Me video. Okay, Trisha. So that means you're picking up some of that information that we've been talking about and you're trying to apply some of those techniques. And that's one of the things that we do here is that we will talk about whatever topic of discussion is for the week, and then we try to apply that information. So we're not just all about talk here on our YouTube Growth Strategy Monday. So hopefully whatever you learn, you're able to actually apply it. So let me ask, how many of you were able to take a look at the video tutorial by Sean Cannell? And yes, Trisha, it's more difficult than you thought. You know, a Clean With Me video is not as easy as it looks. There is a whole art and technique to it. So yeah, there is an art and technique to it. So Trisha said she watched both of the videos. Who else was able to watch the videos? Anybody able to take a look at that custom tutorial by Sean Cannell? I was taking a look at that video, and I have to tell you, I didn't realize, first of all, when I put it up for us to take a look at, that that video was 3 years old. Because when I did get a look at it, the thing that I was struck by is that when I was looking at the screen that he had in front of him was not quite the same as the screen that I had in front of me. So I was trying to sort it out, though. And so I can't tell what kind of symbol that is that Stephanie's put up. But so I wanted to try to walk through the tutorial and make adjustments on the thumbnail as he was making those on his. And I was able to get the image that I pulled in to use the blur tool to make it more transparent or less transparent, but I couldn't really sharpen the color on that. Have any of you been able to figure out how to sharpen the color on your thumbnails on whatever software system you use? And let's talk about that first of all. Because I've struggled with that. One of the comments I've been given a couple of times by my YouTube mentors is that I need to brighten my thumbnails and sharpen them. So I've been working at that. And I think I'm getting there. I've been trying to make them brighter. Okay, we'll get to Drea's too. I've been able to make them brighter, but how have you been able to make them brighter on Canva, April? I couldn't find the tool to make them brighter on Canva. But yes, I've been working on mine too. Oh, select adjust when you add the photo. So now let me ask you, do you have the free version or the paid version? Because I'm looking at Canva now. And yeah, I'm looking at Canva now, and I don't see where it says adjust. Oh, looks like I've got to sign in here on this particular one. I'm using a different computer. Okay, so you need to add the photo first, and then that's when you see the adjust feature. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, because I feel like I can use Canva pretty good. I like the features that I see on it for the most part, where you can pull in a picture. I like some of the things that they do in regards to how you're able to edit and adjust your pictures. I'll sign in on this now that he's got it in here for me. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I'm in. So how many of you have used Canva before? And I guess an even better question is how many of you make a point to take a separate thumbnail? Because remember, we learned a few weeks ago that the free version won't let you download your thumbnail. Oh, yes, the free version will. First of all, let me get back to this comment. Remember 2 weeks ago, the comments were the thumbnails should not be an afterthought. So how many of you are planning your thumbnails when you plan the video? Let's start there. How many of you are planning your thumbnails when you plan your video? And you can download your version, your thumbnail on Canva with the free version, because I do it all the time. So Creative by Nature uses a combo of Canva, PicMonkey, and then text. Okay, and I do the same thing. I use Canva, I use the text features from Canva, and then I'll pull it over into PicMonkey, and then I will doctor it up there, and then download it the way I want it. But Trisha, you can download your thumbnail on Canva with the free version, because I only have the free version of Canva. So what you do is, once you create your design, and one of the things that I did like about the Sean Cannell tutorial is he told us to use the size 1920 by 1080. And I usually make my thumbnails a bit smaller. I usually made mine 1280 by 720. So I'm going to start that. And I do have the paid version of PicMonkey because I didn't think you could use PicMonkey for free anymore. So because I had been using it for free for a while. Oh, and PicMonkey, yes. I think now you have to buy PicMonkey to be able to download your thumbnail. And the cheapest version of PicMonkey is $3.99. And so that's the one that I bought, or something like that. It's under $10. And so that's the one that I purchased, is the one that's under $10. But the question is, how many of you plan your thumbnails prior to or when you're planning the video? Because remember, thumbnails should not be an afterthought. So Trisha does, and I will admit I try to do that now, but I'm still sometimes forgetting to plan it ahead of time. Or I might start thinking about it once I'm shooting the video, or in the middle of the video, or at the end of the video. Then I'll try to shoot a thumbnail then. Oh, and we've got 9 people on. If I could get 9 thumbs up, that would be great. Okay, so Trisha plans before she records. So now Creative by Nature says she plans hers after because she needs the thumbnails from the video to make her thumbnail. And I get that. Because I used to do it that way, and sometimes I still do it that way, but at least I think about it. So I'll think about it, and maybe during the middle of the video, I'll pause or pause specifically to get a thumbnail. But if you can get a bunch of pictures prior to or after the video, that's even better because your video content will be crisper. So that's just something to think about. Okay, so Diva says she plans them now. So now Trisha said she'll plan the wording and the position, and then she'll go back and redo it. Okay. How many of you have tried adding a text box behind the words? Let's talk about that. That's one of the things that Sean showed on the tutorial that we looked at. Or if you haven't seen it, check it out because it's really a pretty good tutorial. Even if there are some things that you can't do because of the function that he may have, but some of the things that they talk about on there, you'll certainly be able to get some good out of. So how many of you have tried using text boxes behind your thumbnails? And I've been doing that quite a bit. But how many of you have tried that? So Trisha said she's tried it. Who else has tried that? Okay, who else has tried using text boxes behind your wording? And that just kind of helps your text to stand out, to pop just a little bit more. So April said she does it as well. I've been trying to be real consistent with that as well, and to stay with the same colors when I add the elements of the text box. I'll use a red and a black box, or a red and a white box, or a black and a white box. But mostly I'm doing red and black boxes with white font. So I've been trying to be real consistent with that. A red and a black box with white font in both boxes. So Trisha's going to give it a try. Now, I know right now Diva is experimenting with no text on her thumbnails, and looks like it's working for her too. I guess the thing is, we're trying to tell that story with the thumbnail and the title, so you really shouldn't have a lot of wordage on your thumbnail, and if you do, words should be less than 4. So Diva said she's tried it, but I know right now she's experimenting with no text on her thumbnails, and her thumbnails are looking pretty good, and they're telling a pretty good story. When you look at her thumbs and then you look at the text, the title, it seems to be working. Have any of you that use Canva tried pulling any of the design elements from the search bar? Like, for example, one of the examples that Sean showed was they pulled a YouTube text box. Yeah, creative by nature. Tell me your name again. I forget what it is. But yes, what we want to do is have 4 words or less on your thumbnails. And so the last 2 thumbs I put up, I've had 2 words. Now, Kimberly's getting away with 0 right now. Donna, that's it, Donna. But yes, we want to try to go with fewer words. And then the other thing is that the words in your thumbnail should not be repeated in your title. So that's something that we've all been kind of working on the last couple of weeks. So I pulled the YouTube element from their search bar that you can get like different little icons for free. So I pulled that YouTube element that I use when I'm doing my YouTube Growth Strategy Monday. I pulled that from that free search bar. How many of you have tried to use that for other free elements? I've gotten some arrows from there and a few things like that. I haven't used a lot, but there's a few features that you can get for free from the search bar in Canva. So how many of you have tried any of that? Because they do have some nice ones, and you can flip them over, that kind of thing, if you need the arrow to go in a different direction. So I've been trying that. Okay, so Trisha's used it. She's picked up a car from there. On her therapy video. Okay, so that's where you got the car for that. Got it. Oh, Kimberly, thank you. Kimberly says she loves my thumbnails, and I've really been working at trying to improve them. Like I said, all the stuff that we've been learning and the videos we've been watching, I've been watching and taking notes just like the rest of you guys, and I've been trying to increase what I do by 1% for each video. And I think I'm beginning to see a difference. And so, yes. So great. So thank you. And I think we all are. I'm seeing that all of us are making some little tweaks from the different things that we've been learning. So great. So now let's talk. Okay, so April used a gift box for her gift ideas. Yeah, they've got some cute little packages and different things like that that you can pull from their list of elements or in their search bar that you can get for free. So yeah, Canva is really a pretty nice tool to use. And as I take a look at the toolbox, oh, and so Tricia said she redid her description based upon what we learned tonight. So we'll have to go and take a look at it, but just a second. So when I look at Canva and I look at the toolbar that they have, the first one is home, first tab is home, and the second tab is photos. And I have to tell you guys, I had never explored the photos tab before in this platform because I usually pull in my own photos. But I was really surprised at the number of photos that are available and the quality of the photos that are available for free. Now, most of the time, I try to take my own photos for the things that I need, but I'm seeing there's some pretty good photos in here. Like there's this one where someone's making a latte that could work when I'm doing a coffee bar or something like that. So there's some good elements in the photos feature. Yeah, there's lots of free videos in there. Free photos in the photo tab. And then also there's what's called a brand kit tab in there. And what you can do is like you'll create your own team, and then in there you'll have a palette of colors that you like to use, different headings and things like that that you want, different fonts that you want to use. And then if there's some logos or something that you want to upload here and different things like that. So you can create a branding kit here. And I had not looked at that before. I think I just would go to the edit page, pull in the photo, upload the photo that I wanted to use, and then immediately start working on editing it. But there's actually much more here. And then there's a design school, which is part of the tutorial to show you how to use Canva. And then they also have Canva Pro. But so there's quite a bit here that can teach you how to use Canva. So if you're not familiar with how to use it, then what you'll want to do is go to the design school so that you can learn, work through the tutorials, and you can figure that piece out. And then there's other folders. But one of the big things that I really like about Canva is once you've started working on something or you've created a thumbnail, they've got a feature called All Your Designs. And all of the thumbnails or all of the designs that you've created are saved in there. So you can go back and just change one out. You don't have to do everything all over. And so particularly once you get your colors and your brands established, you can just go back in and just tweak a little bit. And that's usually what I'll do. I'll go back in and I'll click on one of the thumbnails that I already have in there so that I'm keeping my same color scheme, the same red, the same black, that kind of thing, the same font. But I switch out the image. So then I will upload a new image and pull that into the new thumbnail. Now, one of the things you'll want to do though is if you look up, let's say you click on one of the thumbnails that you've already done and you want to edit it. So you click it, you open it up, and you can either edit that one or there's a little note there's a little file button up at the top. If you click on that file button, it'll show you the custom size that you've already set in there. And I have 1280 by 720 in there, but I'm going to change mine to 920 by 1080 as Sean mentioned today. But then you can choose either save it or make a copy. And so what I will do is click on make a copy. And then when the copy comes up, then you can change the title to whatever the name is. And then you can change out the image, you can switch out the words, but the colors and the font has remained. So you're not starting from scratch. So any questions or comments about that? We've got not Cheryl. All of a sudden I drew a blank. But it's always something around here has joined us today. Luann, it's so good to see you. You're right, it has been a minute since you've been on. We're talking about thumbnails tonight and Canva. And I'm just kind of telling people my favorite thing about Canva, my favorite things, I should say. But one of the most important that I like, though, is the fact that they keep all of your thumbnails in there or your designs in there, and you can go in and switch one out by just changing the image. The other thing is once you pull in your pictures, the pictures also stay in there in your uploaded images. So you can go back through way at the bottom and pull up an image that you used a long time ago and pull it back out. Particularly if you've already purchased an image from somewhere else and now it's in there, just pull it back up and reuse it. So there's that. So those are some features about Canva that I really, really like. And the font that I like best in Canva is the Oswald font. That's because it's kind of long and thin and it doesn't have feet on it. The feet are like when you've got like a little stand like this at the bottom of the letter. Those for some reason make it difficult to read online, and so it is recommended not to use font that has feet. So I like the Oswald because it's not too wide, it's nice and thin, and it works well. Now, Trisha says she's considering getting the paid version of Canva. Trisha, when you get that, please do an evaluation. Let us know how well you like it. So when we come on one of our Mondays or Sundays, let us know how well you like the paid version. I've not tried the paid version of that. And let's see. So those are the things that I wanted to point out about. So I was looking at craft today with Rita Renee, and so I'll have to look at your video once I'm off. And I missed all of your comment, but Rita said that she looked at my DIY home. That was one of the channels that I did the review on last night, and I just really went through and looked at some really good features that this woman was doing on her channel. If you guys have not looked at my DIY home, you've got to take a look at it. Whether you do DIY or not is not the point. The way she uses pacing in her video, where there's a talking head and then there's action, talking head and action, talking head and action. So she's constantly switching it up. The way she uses her thumbnails, her titles, her descriptions. Girlfriend is doing everything right, and she's got over 116,000 subscribers in a little over a year. So yes, you need to watch what she's doing. Oh, so Donna's got to go. And I understand, Donna, it is the holiday. Well, oh, that's right. It's not the holiday for you. But if you've got to go, I understand. Because if it's 7 o'clock here, it could be 4 or 5 o'clock over there in Canada. So I'm sure there's probably family things you need to be doing right now. So jump on and take a peek at the replay. But I'm glad you were able to join us tonight and get in on this discussion of thumbnails. It's supper time. Okay, yes, I was thinking it was probably time for you to be getting some dinner on the stove. We've already had ours because it's after 7 here, so we've already had dinner. Now, the other video that we were to take a look at was how to write a description by our very own Drea from Clueless Tips. She's got 2 channels, Clueless Mama D and then Clueless Tips. And her Clueless Tips channel is all about YouTube growth strategies. So Trisha said she copied 2 My DIY Home thumbnails. Yes, they say, if you see something that looks really good and is working for them, copy or, steal their format, because you're not going to be swapping in the same images. You're just looking at the format. And sometimes you see things that are working really well. And it's like, hey, try it and see how it works. All right, so now let's get to the description portion of our discussion. So Drea talked about just how important the description is for your videos. As we already have learned over the past month, it is super important to have a great title, a great description, and good tags and keywords in your description and in your video metadata. And the one thing that she emphasized, and she said it again and again and again, and we've heard this over the past couple of weeks, is that Google and YouTube is a search engine and that we have to give it something to search for. And our description box is what does that. And so in your description box, you want to make sure that you repeat your title somewhere in those first 3 lines. And I thought she did a really good job in saying what I have noticed some of us do. And I tell you guys, I've been a little hesitant to point out some of the real obvious issues that I've seen in various descriptions, just because I'm not a YouTube expert. I played a YouTube expert on a video one time. I think that's a commercial. But no, I am learning many things along with the rest of you. So whereas I'm growing along with you, there are some things that I have learned, but I didn't want to cross any boundaries and call people out and say, you need to fix this description. So I thought Drea did a good job of just very discreetly, very funnily, and very pleasantly saying, if you start your video out with, hi, how are you? And I'm Denise, and I love to do, cooking and cleaning and all this kind of stuff, in the first 3 lines of your, well, thank you. I don't mind critiquing if I'm asked for it, but if people don't ask for it, I don't do it because it's just rude. Unless you ask me to do it, I'm not doing that. But she did a good job, though, of pointing that out. And so if you have been guilty, and I know when I first started writing my description boxes, I did the same thing. But if you have been guilty of starting your videos descriptions like that, you are losing great opportunities to you are losing good opportunities to optimize your video, to get your video found in search. So one of the things that we can do in our YouTube group is begin to look, like maybe write a description and put it in there, and then we can evaluate it or give some comments. And I think that's what I'll do in our Facebook group for this week. I haven't been active in there lately because I've been really busy. But I think what I'll do is I'll put in an assignment for this week. So Trisha, I'll take a look at your channel. And I know Mary did respond to you, so you can't say no one responds, because I know Mary did, and you said she gave you some great advice. And I don't know how active the other ladies have been in the group lately either. So when I'll go in there and I'll take a look to see what's going on in there. And Luann's been busy too. She hasn't been able to jump in lately as well. So we'll have to get active in the Facebook group and share some things. But I'm going to post an action item. I won't call it an assignment anymore. I've learned an action item is good. So I'm going to post an action item and ask that we put a description of our current video in, and then we can maybe make comments on it. And so, Trisha, if you've been posting like comments or asking for critiques, you've been putting those in the Facebook or where? Because I haven't been in the Facebook group lately, and I know Luann's been busy. She hasn't been in there lately either, so not sure where those are. But I know I was saying that when I put a poll up, I can get a good response if I give 5 options for people to just click. But if I leave it open-ended for people to write a question or to write an answer in, then they don't get anything. So, Luann, don't apologize for that. We all understand. Like, you've been busy. You haven't been able to get in there. I haven't been able to get in there. We've all been busy. So I'm going to try to get in there over the next couple of days and try to check some things out. And I'll definitely do a channel review for you, Trisha. Now, Salon Diva says, what's the name of the Facebook group? And that is the Sister Circle Facebook group. So it's a private Facebook group that is made up of the ladies from the Sister Circle, which tend to jump on our Sunday Shout Out Sunday show, but also participate in this Monday night YouTube growth strategy session. And we are about the business of growing our YouTube channel 1 subscriber at a time. So it's not just a social Facebook group. So if you want to join, you have to apply to jump in, and then there's some questions. So if you want to join, you can find it. You have to go to my Facebook page, This and That with Denise Jordan. And when you go to my Facebook page, if you scroll down on the toolbar to where it says groups, if you click on groups, then it should bring you to the Sister Circle YouTube. And then click that, and it will ask you a couple of questions. And then Luann or myself will take a look at that and then give you admission. So that's what the Facebook group is. And then when you get in the Facebook group, the nice thing about that is you can see the video assignments that we've had from previous sessions, because I started out trying to put those video assignments in there so that new people could back up and see those and see some of the other challenges. Speaking of challenges, I'm not sure where we are with the Landro chat. I'm going to have to try to back up and find that, because I think either it's done or we've missed some people that wanted to be tagged. So let me back up and check on that. But I'm digressing right now. So anyway, tags, titles, descriptions, and tags. So that's going to be our assignment, our action item for the month of, well, today is May 27th. I'm going to say for the next week, that's going to be our action item, is to put in a description from our next YouTube video, and then we can go on and make some comments about how it can be stronger or whatever. So one of the things, though, that Drea talked about was making sure that you use your title in that description box. And sometimes you can even repeat the title at the very beginning. And Brian G. Johnson talks about that as well. Like if your title is how to make the best macaroni and cheese, then the first line in your description box might want to be the best macaroni and cheese recipe is, or something like that. And then you're going to also add another version of that same information somewhere in those first 3 lines, because keeping in mind that the first 3 lines are most searchable. And those first 3 lines are the ones that show up on your cell phone and on your tablet. So good. So Trisha's really starting to apply those things that we're talking about. So that is just great. And the other thing to think about is that when you find your tags and you want to try to use keywords in your tags, and Trisha said her last video is getting more views in the last 3 days than all of her other videos. So that shows that what she's doing is making a difference. And then let's also think about getting the keywords in those first 3 lines. Getting the keywords in the first 3 lines. We want to get the keywords in the first 3 lines, at least 2. And then if you have the free version of vidIQ, it'll give you a little score, and it'll let you know what your description, whether or not your description is ranking very well. It'll talk about keywords in there. It talks about how many times you've repeated the keywords and tag volume and that kind of thing. And since I'm talking about keywords, let me say this. 1 keyword, 1 video. 2 keywords, 2 videos. So now, what do I mean by that? Because I just said, put several keywords in your description box. So let's say you're making a video about, so let's say I'm making a video about my chamber pot to flower pot, and I got a new plant haul. So in my title might say, trash to treasure, chamber pot to flower pot, and new plant haul or new flower haul or something like that. But here's the thing. That's 2 videos. Now, if you guys think about it, I did make 2 videos out of that. But the chamber pot to flower pot, trash to treasure, that's 1 video, because people will search chamber pot. They will search trash to treasure. But that's 1 topic. So when I say one keyword, one video, two keywords, two videos, that means one topic or two topics. Try not to put two topics in one video. So try not to do that. So instead of me doing my trash to treasure and flower haul in one video, I did my trash to treasure as one video. And that was one content that got me views and stuff on one day. And then I did my flower power haul on another day, which gives me other traction. So do you guys follow me on that? When I say one keyword, one video, two keywords, two videos, does that make sense? That's different from having keywords like trash to treasure and thrift store finds and chamber pot and okay, good, because that's all like I wanted to make sure that I was clear on that. So yeah, great, good. So I just had to say that because I have been watching several videos lately, and several of them have been from the ladies here in the circle, and they put two different topics in one video. And you're just losing an opportunity to make two videos and get traction on both of those videos. So that's the only reason why I'm bringing that up. So, okay, so what else? Oh, let's see. The other thing that Drea talked about was adding links to the description box. And I thought that was kind of interesting. And notice when she said adding links, the links she talked about adding were your own links. They weren't links away to an affiliate product or anything like that. It was a link to your own video. It was keeping them right there on YouTube on your channel. So let's say I put up my video on, which I called Flower Power and not Plant Haul, which I almost did. And then in the first three lines, maybe I would put a link to my Trash to Treasure video, which shows some of the flowers that I bought in the plant haul in the chamber pot. So I'm keeping people on my channel and I'm keeping people on YouTube. I didn't link them to, say, a garden tool in those first three lines. That was like somewhere further down in the description box. Does that make sense for you guys? So let's talk about that. Have any of you guys tried linking your newer videos? So Rita, you said you've been trying that. How has that been working for you, Rita? Oh, Luann, you have missed so much. We have covered so much stuff. And I have not been on the Facebook group to update the action items, but I'll try to get to that this week. I've got a huge project that I've got to have done by June 25th. And so I may have to cut back on some of the videos that I've been doing. But Rita says her views and watch time has been up the last 2 weeks. So Rita, I'm going to check you out when we're done. And you know what? I might even try to check you out tonight. I'll try to bring it up. I'm going to have to remember to have a glass of water here when I'm doing the show. I never think about it until I'm halfway through. My throat starts to get dry. All right. So there was that topic, that point rather. But yes, so putting in your newest recommended videos. And since we're just talking about newest recommended videos, Luann, I want you to take a look at my DIY home. That's one of the ones that we looked at last night, and I did an audit on it. And I was talking about the way she does her video editing, her thumbnails, and her titles. But the one thing that I forgot to mention is that she also does a superb job of inviting you to take a look at her other videos. So she'll be halfway through the Hey, can you bring me so since she'll be halfway through or toward the end of her video, and she'll say now, I'm using such and such and such a paint on this particular project, and I also use this same color on the bookcase project that I worked on for my dining room. So if you want to take a look at that, I'll link it below so you can check that out. And she just kind of slides it in, and then she kind of keeps talking, and then she's talking about some other stuff. My husband thinks he's funny. I asked him to get me a drink, so he comes and hands like he goes like this, but he's got a bottle of beer in his hand, which he knows I do not drink. And then he started laughing. Then he handed me the water. And hey, Kenya, how you doing? But hubbies, you just gotta love them. And excuse me, guys, I'm gonna take a sip. My throat's getting really dry. But yes, he does some funny stuff. So now that's how you're planning your clean with me. Okay, so let me make sure that I don't lose that point. So again, she does a really good job of inviting you to her next video or her next 2 or 3 videos or a video that she's already done. And one of the other things that I can't remember which video it was that we looked at that said, if you've got a video that's trending, that is doing really well, to be sure and mention that video in the description box, but also in your video. Yeah, he has jokes, all right. He has lots of jokes. So keep that in mind, and I forget to do that. So now tomorrow, the collaboration that Miss V and I are hosting, where you are to update your vision board from January and let us know how things are going with the plans you set right now. So now, for those of you, if you didn't make a bona fide vision board, but you made some plans for your YouTube channel, you set some goals, still create a video and talk about that. Let us know where you are in your journey and whether or not you've made progress, because those are to drop tomorrow. And so I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say about that. So when I worked on that video today, I did say, oh, and by the way, be sure and take a look at blah, 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 blah that I've gotten done or whatever. So I remembered to do that. But that's a tactic that I'm trying to learn to incorporate. And right now, it's not real natural for me. I haven't figured out how to just make it effortless. So, yeah, so I've got I have this Maxidori right here. And I call it a Maxidori because, there's a Foxadori planner. And my sister, Mickey, who I call Max, made it. So I call it a Maxidori. And I've got some notebooks and things like that in here. And I just keep a list in here of of my plans for my YouTube channel. And then when I created my vision board, I had written some notes on there of things that I wanted to do. So I'm going to be pretty explicit in my video. So hopefully you guys will check it out tomorrow. So the upload time, I believe, is 7 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so there's that. Oh, and now something else that Drea talked about, which I've noticed on just a couple of the channels of the ladies in our circle. She talked about cosmetics in your description box. And I thought, well, what does that mean, cosmetics in your description box? And she talked about using emojis. Or just to make your description box more interesting. Personally, I don't use emojis. I might have used them once or twice, but I pretty much don't use emojis, and I certainly don't use them in the description box. I'm not real sure if the YouTube can read those in the description box. Some people like them, so whatever floats your boat in that regard. But when I was thinking of cosmetics, was the way you organize your text. I've seen a couple of description boxes that it's just one huge block of text from the top to the bottom. And where the person has just put in so many lines of text and there's no white space in between. So it makes it very difficult to read. That is not very appealing. And it's like, who's going to read that? I'm certainly not. And I like to read. I'm one of those people who like to read. So you need to include, now when you say dividers, you can include dividers, little asterisks or whatever if you like, but if nothing else, use white space. So if you have your first 3 lines or your first 5 lines and that's a paragraph, then you need to have a bar of white space in between, just as if you were typing a paper or writing a letter. You have different paragraphs, and in today's writing we have a bar of white space in between one paragraph to the next. So use your white space, use your oh shoot, I can't think of the word for it now, but when you want to do a tab and have like 3 little dots of font or something like that, but use all those same techniques that you use in writing in general in your description box. Use your capital letters and your lowercase letters in your description box, because if you use all capitals, it's difficult to read because people's eyes are trained to go from upper to lower. And yeah, Trisha, I'm old school too. I use double spacing when I'm writing some things, but keep it in mind that in your description box, every character counts and that line of spacing counts as a character. So depending upon how much text you're trying to get in there, you may not be able to afford two spaces in between, but certainly one. And Diva likes to break hers up with a row of asterisks. Yes, that works really well. Can you edit your description box on your mobile device? Yes, you can edit your description box on your iPad if you've got the YouTube Studio app, and you can edit your description box on your phones because you can get into everything on your phone just like you can on a PC or a Mac. Now, on my iPad, I cannot get into my community tab, but I can get into the community tab on the phone. So now we just had some blinking of lights around here. So if it goes off, then that just means that we lost power again. Yeah, you should be able to get into that with your phone. Let's see, Luann. So let me go to YouTube and we'll go to my channel. And guys, the picture of me, the thumbnail of me for tonight's live stream is terrible. For some reason, well, I've been having technical difficulties with like the storm and all that. Well, it would not allow me to upload a thumbnail because I had taken a thumbnail to post. Can you add cards or end screens on your phone? That I don't know because I don't use my phone to edit as a rule, but let's see. Yeah, I don't use my phone as a rule to do any work on it. I usually just use my phone to look at things, and I can add a post on my various tabs. But some people only use their phones. They don't have other devices. So what I would suggest you consider doing is take a look at, well, the person to ask about that is going to be Don Nimmons. Don Nimmons, his whole thing is how to do YouTube with your mobile device. So there's upload video, settings. I'm going to look. I'll look. Let me write that down to check on editing with your phone. Because I can edit the description box and things like that with my iPad. But I don't know how to use that new editing tool in YouTube to clip pieces of the video off. I'm not that good. So Trisha was saying she thinks you can do it with an iPhone, but not with an Android. Okay, so, well, I'm going to check. I'm going to check, and I'll reach out to Don Nimmons because, like I said, he's the guru on how to edit, how to do YouTube with your mobile device. So I'm going to leave a note to myself to reach out to Don Nimmons, and then we'll see. So Rita Renee says she has an iPhone and she hasn't been able to figure it out. So I don't have an iPhone, but we'll try to check on it. And Manji, housewife of with us. Hey, Manji, it's good to have you here too. Manji, I believe, is in Australia. So I know it's not Memorial Day for her over there either. But we've been having a pretty good discussion. So yeah, you probably should have some kind of an editing software for whatever device it is that you use. Oh, Manji, you're in Canada. Why did I keep thinking you're in Australia? Oh, I know. That's the Aussie housewife. That's who that one is that joins us from there. Okay, so let me get back on track. The other thing she talked about was affiliate links and mentioned in the video that products used in this video are in the description box. Now, that's something else that we need to talk about is affiliate links. And don't put affiliate links in the first 3 lines of your description box. And I don't know if I'd even put it in the first 5 lines because affiliate links are going to take them away from your YouTube channel and you want them to stay on it as long as possible. But then again, if you're trying to make some money, you may want them to go to that affiliate link and do a little shopping. So I don't know. That's kind of a catch-22. But if you do have affiliate links in your description box, you have to make sure that you identify that these are affiliate links and that you may receive commission off of those. So there's like a little disclaimer that you need to put in there. And the FCC, the Federal Something Commission, but which is the FCC, requires that you have that in there. So you need to let people know if it's an affiliate link some way. You can either put a little star by it and say the star means it's an affiliate link or whatever, but you've got to include that in there. Let's see. Oh, and that's the other thing that the My DIY Home does a great job of is when she talks about her affiliate links. And there's been a couple people that I've noticed how they just kind of slide it in and it's not real obvious, but like they'll be working. Well, I was watching a gardening video and this guy, it was Epic Gardening, and this guy was using a new nozzle to water his plants. And it was one of those long ones with a real soft spray. And he was using it and he says, he said, so-and-so sent me this product to try out, to share with all of you guys. So if you want to take a look at it, I've got a link down below. And then he just kept it moving. But he just mentioned it just so cleanly, so, just kind of slid it in there. And it just made a lot of sense. So I thought, So if you're doing that, then you want to make sure that, you don't want to sound salesy. You just have to figure out how to get it in there. And then we just had Stephanie at Creativeness Me join us. And Stephanie, I don't think you've been on for a while. I think you've been struggling with some health issues. So it's good to see you today. All right, so we talked about that. And then she also mentioned to use playlists in your description box. And so often when I'm thinking about the description box, I'm thinking about those first 3 lines, but really you've got up to 5,000 characters you can put in that description box. But 5,000 characters. So depending upon how much content you've got in there, you can run out of room. And that's why I say each space and each bar space in between counts as a character. So that's something to think about, but that's still a whole lot of characters. That's a lot of writing space for 5,000 characters. So do include a playlist in your description box. So for example, when I put in my first garden walk around, I also put in I was smart enough for that one to include, now we haven't started gardening in this area yet, but if you want to see some of the things I did last year, I'll link my gardening playlist in the description box. And so people can kind of go there and look at it. So if there's something that you're working on, you want to be sure and put it in there, kind of slide it in, but you don't want to be smarmy or salesy. So how many of you mentioned playlists in your video or in your description box? I've got several in mind that talk about different things, but I think I probably need to do a better job of just putting in the playlists that are really specific or more related to that particular topic. So Diva says sometimes she uses playlists, okay? Playlists can be pretty valuable. And I know, Diva, you've been doing some hauls, and you've also been doing, like, for example, your tributes to mom. You know, it's something you might consider doing is just saying if you're interested in looking at other playlists, looking at other videos in the tributes to mom, I'll put in the playlist of my tributes to mom from the past few years or something like that. But just think about how you can make playlists work for you. That's all. That's the only reason why I bring it up. Just figure out how you can make it work for you. And then one of the last things she talked about was making sure that we have our contact information in the description box. And when we looked at the one from my DIY home yesterday, there was nothing in her description box. I mean, not the description box, in her about page. Now, in her description box, there was some contact info, but on her about page, there was nothing. But make sure your email and your social media handles are in your description box. So if people want to contact you for business, they can. Okay. So I'm going to pull up Rita Renee, and because she said she was doing some stuff with her thumbnails. So let's find her. And if you guys are aware of any upcoming challenges, please send me an email or send me an email, because I've been missing some of them. So Stephanie, you're doing a review soon. You're doing a review on who? Oh, a product review. Oh gosh, duh. I was so busy thinking about reviews associated with channel reviews that I missed the fact that you're going to be doing a product reviews. And I did post a question about that. So I'm looking at Craft Today with Rita Renee. And I just like the flow of that name, Craft Today with Rita Renee. So Stephanie's got a review she's going to do, a company sent her an item. So yay, Stephanie! She's gotten one of her first products to do a review on. That is always so cool when you get your first product to review that they've sent you, because it says, okay, I've arrived. At least I've been noticed. So congratulations. Marking our calendars for July 2nd. What's July 2nd? I'm writing it down. But yes. But if there's anyone coming up, or if there's some that you've already heard about on some of the other channels, because for some reason I'm not picking them all up anymore. I don't know if it's the cookies I've got or what. I'm going to try to clear my history and then see if I can find it differently. But okay, so now let's take a look at Craft Today with Rita Renee. Look at that thumbnail. Her last thumbnail that she put it up 1 hour ago. Dollar Tree 4th of July DIY 6-week patriotic theme week. Oh no, 6-week patriotic theme, week 2 of 6. And on her thumbnail is a nice big picture with her smiling face. And behind her, she's got, looks like a series of 3 or 4 pictures or plaques up on her mantle or whatever's behind her that do have a patriotic theme. And it's beautiful. And the only words that's on it is Patriotic DIY Series. So it lets us know she's doing a new series. And since this is the second in the series, or week 2 of the series, my guess would be that she's using the same font and the same information, like Patriotic DIY Series on there. And Mary's Nest does that quite a bit. But Rita, this looks great. I like it. And then she's got another one that she posted a day ago called the Succulent Terrarium DIY. And then she's got 3 terrariums right there with succulents. And so it's pretty obvious what they are. And there's no words on it. So that's pretty good. And then she did the lemon tablescape, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then there's no words on that one. And there's no words on that one, but we can see the title where it says lemons and then lemon tablescape. And hey, she's got a soup tureen in this tablescape. It's jumping out loud and clear. But I can see her tablescape with green and yellow dinnerware. And then she's got the soup tureen with lemons all around it, so it looks good. And then Dollar Tree haul, new items, and then on there it says make your dreams happier or something like that. So I'm leaning over to look at my laptop. That's what I'm doing. But way to go. Now, Rita, this is the thing. I think I saw a note that said I have to go back and put the words on. No, you don't. One of the things that Diva is experimenting right now is no words on her thumbnails. And she said it seems to be working for her. And we talked about the fact that you want 4 words or less on those thumbnails. And, if the thumbnail can tell the story without the words, well, then go for it. You just have to see how it works out. So, okay, cool beans. Let's go to, no words can work. Now, I haven't got to no words yet, Nguyen. I've gone down to 2 words, but you want to do 4 words or less. But I've done 2 words. Now, you can take a look at Diva's thumbnails for the past week, and she had no words. Wendy, always busy. I am so glad you jumped on tonight because I was wanting to talk to you yesterday. Because, and I don't think you were on with us yesterday, but I was reviewing a channel called My DIY Home, and I wanted you to check it out. And I wanted you to check it out not because of DIY, but because of the video editing, the way she uses her thumbnails, the way she slides information in. So I want you to examine the channel. So when I say examine it, I don't mean just look at it, but look at least 3 of the videos and then examine, take it apart. What's her title? What are her thumbnails look like? How did she put together the video? How does she switch back and forth? So examine the videos so we can see, okay, if this is working for her, because she's obviously doing something right since she's got 116,000 subscribers in a little over a year. We want to figure that out and we want some of that action. So yes, so that's why I want you to look at it. So I'm so glad you popped on so I can tell you that. But Rita thumbnails are great, and this last one is beautiful. So I love it. So now I'm going to find the life I'm trying to love, which is Trisha. And let's take a look at her thumbnails because she's been wanting some. And when it pops up, there's this nice big picture of her smiling face. She's got big hair in that picture. I got big hair tonight. I feel like I look like a French poodle. But yesterday I was out working on the porch and it was kind of damp, so, my curls just kind of drooped and the hair was getting a little thicker. And then today, well, you see what we got. So if my mom sees this video, she'll be like, Denise, why didn't you comb your hair? And I'll say, Mom, I did. This is just what I got today. This is where I'm at. So French poodle. Anyway, looking at the life I'm trying to live. One of the things that I'm looking at here, healing my brain with keto. And I think you've changed your banner, Trisha. And I like it. You know, I like the fact that I see this woman on this clock and it's like she's trying to pull the clock or stop the clock. So I like that. Not sure what this thing is over on the left. Not sure what that is. But anyway, I like your banner. And then healing my brain with keto. And then you've got your Stroke Talk Monday, which is your full playlist up at the top. And you talked about surviving having a stroke. And did you take a look at those 3 channels that I recommended for you that were people who were surviving a stroke? Oh, a broken brain. That's what that is. Okay. I just wasn't clear. So I'm going to click on videos. Well, first of all, I'm going to go to your About page and we'll just see what it says on your About page. Description: welcome to the life I'm trying to live. I'm Trisha. Come join me as I share my lifestyle on how I am using the keto diet to help with my recovery. Okay, good. I'm glad you checked them out. As well as looking to life beyond recovering. Beyond recovering with beauty, hair care, weight loss, meal prep planning, and the occasional vlog. Be sure to come back for weekly uploads. Feel free to contact me for business or collabs, and you've got your email address there. Okay. My first thought, Trisha, looking at your description on your About page, is that when you say welcome to the life I'm trying to love, that's one of your 3 lines that people see right away. And so I don't know if you want to use that real estate to say, welcome to the life I'm trying to love, because you're going to say that in your trailer video. And V, thank you for jumping on. My mom is better. I went, for those of you guys that were on last night when I had to kind of leave abruptly, I got over there and the emergency medical services were there, and her blood pressure was just like out of control. She was like really, really lightheaded and just really faint. And she just obviously looked faint when I got there. But she didn't want to go to the hospital, and they thought maybe she was a little dehydrated and her pressure had started to settle down. It wasn't as bad as my sister thought it was when she called me. So they wanted us to give her some Pedialyte and water to try to get her electrolytes up and then get her to eat. And so my husband had cooked some fried catfish for dinner. So he brought her some of that, and she did eat that, and then she went to bed. She's better today, but she's still not great. She's still at home. She's still feeling really weak and lightheaded. But my sister who lives with her has been like giving her the electrolyte water all day today, as well as her meals. And my other sister spent the night over there. So she's doing a little better today. Still saying she doesn't want to go to the hospital. And my one sister was like, I just don't know what to do. And I said, ultimately it's her decision. And I do know that she's at a point where she's just tired of having to go to the doctor all the time and all this kind of stuff. But she's better. So guys, thank you for asking. I do appreciate it. It's just like she's 87, 88, 87. Anyway, she's up there in age, and she's at that point in her life where she's had enough illnesses that I'm always afraid I'm going to get that phone call. And you guys know what I mean by that phone call. So thank you for asking. But okay, back to looking at Trisha's. Let me grab a drink of water. I'm real dry. So I would think about editing the description box just a little bit, Trisha, so that your first line doesn't say, welcome to the life I'm trying to live. But you've got good stuff in there. You talk about what you're going to do. You're going to share your lifestyle as you use keto to help recover from stroke. And I like it. So there's that. You've got a little thingy there for your email address and all of that. So now let's go to your videos. And when we look at your videos, the one you put up 3 days ago, there's a nice big, I don't know if you had jumped off, Trisha, when I got the call. It was toward the end, and I just, okay, guys, I got to go. I got this call. Or you might not have heard it, but yeah, it happened like last night, right toward the end of the show. So the one that you posted 3 days ago says, struggling with chronic pain. And so you've got this kind of a sad look on your face, and the words are right across your face. So my suggestion, because it's a nice big picture of you, and your eyes look kind of wan, so like, okay, you're uncomfortable. So hey, Liz, how you doing? And if you guys have your another device that you can pull up and take a look at Trisha's channel, pull that up now and let's give her some feedback, because that's one of the things that we do here is we give each other feedback when possible. So pull her up and take a look at it. But I like the picture. I like the emotion that I see on your face, but I can't see all of your face because you've got your hand up, which it could be okay, but then you've got the print right on top of your hand. So I would maybe pull the picture over a little bit in the corner. It is the life I'm trying to love. One word, the life I'm trying to love. Trisha, type it in so they can see it. Then that way they can all go over there to it and then we can talk about it a little bit. But it's the life I'm trying to love. Yeah, so Diva agrees, Trisha, that the picture is fine, but the words are hiding your face. And we want to see that beautiful face. So I would move the picture over just a little bit, like over this way, and then you'd have the words over in the corner. So you guys can now see her title, and for her channel, you can go and check her out. So there's that one. Now the next one, and you got 31 views on that though in the last 3 days, so that's pretty good. You're coming along. Your next one, it says behind the scenes, learning to walk again, and I thought that was powerful. Behind the scenes, learning to walk, but I don't know. I'm thinking learning to walk again could be the bigger title. And then I see you with your harness on in physical therapy, and you're not on the parallel bars, but you do have the harness on that the therapist will put on you when they're trying to get you to walk. So I think the picture is powerful. What do you guys think? And then you've got behind the scenes on the thumbnail, and you've got behind the scenes in your title. So I don't know if you need behind the scenes in both places. But I think the picture is powerful. What do the rest of you guys think? But yeah, I think the picture is powerful. And I'm thinking behind the scenes is always one of those keywords that is almost always like trending. It seems to always get a lot of good traction. So I'm going to just Google like behind the scenes and see what happens. So behind the scenes popped up as a thing. And then I had a lot of behind the scenes videos pop up. So behind the scenes is a real thing. So I like the fact that you use that key phrase behind the scenes. So there's that one. And then on your other one, and I remember we talked about this one, so we did look at it. We gave you some feedback on this one on either a Shout Out Sunday or last Monday's show, when on this third picture, the stroke recovery, where you had like an obituary date above your head, and we had you suggested that you take that off. So now Luann is looking at your thumbnail from her cell phone, Trisha, and she says that she thinks the picture is powerful, but the learning to walk again is so small you can barely read it. And I'm looking at it on my desktop. Oh, designs by fee. That's okay. Don't try to text and drive, or no. You just listen. You're good. We know you jump in at other times when you can. So yeah, no, don't try to do that. But with that behind the scenes, take the behind the scenes off of the thumbnail, and emphasize the learning to walk again. And that's and that's only 4 words, but make those words bigger because the picture is powerful. It's obvious when you say learning to walk again, it shows that. And then behind the scenes, physical therapy, behind the scenes, a look inside my physical therapy on my recovery. So that was good. And then the day my life changed forever, stroke recovery. So I'm glad you took that date off of the picture. And I like the picture. Okay, so yeah, we already talked about that one. And then that next one, healing my brain. Welcome to the life I'm trying to love. I'm not sure what healing my brain and welcome to the life I'm trying to love have in common. So you guys give us some feedback on that one. That's your intro. First of all, if that's your intro, why is it over there? If that's your intro, maybe you should rearrange the way your channel is set up so that one, if you mean that's the intro to your channel, so that one is like up at the top and has a little something on there so that people see that first. And I don't know, I just feel like, and you guys can tell me what you think to jump in and on this conversation. I don't think I can tell you how to do that right now. There's a way to reorganize the way your YouTube channel. You didn't want that in your lineup. Okay. All right. Well, cool. And your physical therapy, come with me for day 1 evaluation. Okay, you don't see that one. All right. That one was a week ago. And then I'm looking at one that says physical therapy, come with me for day 1 evaluation. And then in the thumbnail, you see a car that's like on the road and you see like this big like road sign that's got like, how you used to have the big green road signs with like the letters that tell you what town's coming up and how many miles. You see that and there's a little car there. And then she's saying, ride with me to physical therapy. And then her title talks about physical therapy come with for day 1 evaluation. So, okay. So I can certainly see some changes and improvements on what you're doing with your thumbnails. Definitely. And you've got finally home, upcoming clean with me, channel something. So yeah, so keep up the good work, Trisha. We'll see what happens. We'll keep our eye on you. So now let's take a look at Creative Miss Me. Let's take a look. Stephanie, is it okay for us to take a look at your channel? Is it okay, Stephanie, for us to take a look at your channel? Okay. Otherwise, we'd look at somebody else. But all right. So let's go to her channel. So everybody, go to Stephanie's channel. And it is Creative Miss Me with Stephanie. So when we go, oh shoot, I went to the wrong home. Ha! I went to my home. There. So now I'm at Stephanie's home. And Stephanie, I love your banner. I just love the color, the soft color. And she says, creatively Ms. Me with Stephanie. And then she says she's all about home decor, thrifting, lifestyle, and makeup. And then she's got a Bible verse up there, which, in small print. And then we see a pretty little tablescape over to the right. So there's that. And then she says new videos Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 6 a.m. So we know she's got new videos 3 days a week. So she's got good information up there. We know what it's about. And yes, Luann said it's very cohesive, and that teal blue is spaced all the way across. And now, Trisha, one of the things that I was talking about was to kind of put your intro up front. When you look at Stephanie's channel, this first, like the way her channel was laid out, the first video that you see is her intro. And she explains there's a new look from Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. And then she talks a little bit about who she is and what she does and that kind of thing. And then when you click on the video, it tells you a little bit more about it. So yeah, so it's very pretty. And obviously she loves butterflies. And then when you come down to the first row of videos, you see 3 videos. And there's only one where we see her face, but I know she doesn't like to be in the thumbnails very often. And that can work for you. You can make that your thing if that's how you want to do it. You can certainly make it your thing. And there are some people that just really go all out to do that. But her first one is a collaboration. And so over on that blue bar, she just has collaboration so that you know she's participating in something. And do you like lemons? And then we see it's a tablescape with lemons. And then her title, collaboration, easy peasy lemon squeezy tablescape. So I guess my question would be, since she's got collaboration in her title, does she need it on the thumb? Not sure. But still, she's only got 5 words. 1, 2, 3. She's only got 4 words, or rather 5 words. So still, there's not very many. So, hey, Sylvia, I see you joined us. And then on this next one, she's got a haul. So you know what? I think I see what she's doing. So she's going to be having probably whatever the category for the video is, looks like it's going to be told to us over on the left. So in this next one is a haul, and it says, what did he do? Try on haul, Mother's Day gifts from my husband. What did he do? How many goodies did he get you? Because I already know he spoils you. I already know from some of the other goodies you've shown us. And then in the next one, it says open invitation challenge. So again, it is 8 outfits. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. I like it. No, I take it back. I'm mad at you. 8 outfits? Who does that? I like it. So, okay. So now, taking a look at this thumbnail, I only have one question about that one. And it says open invitation challenge, which is fine. But your challenge, which is the longest word, is at the bottom where your blue bar is most narrow. So flowers and a watch you got for Mother's Day. I got a really nice garden turtle for my garden, and then we always go up to our happy place for our anniversary and Mother's Day because they're right there together. But again, Stephanie, where you've got open invitation challenge, I might have put challenge at the top instead of open because it's longer, and so you've got more room to put it up there. And then put maybe challenge and then just put open invite because that would have fit in that space. That's the only suggestion I'm making. What do you guys think? Someone else can feel free to jump in right there and offer some suggestions if you have some. And then her next one is a collaboration. So when it says My Tribute to Mom 2019, and we just see some kind of little, I don't know, some kind of design there. I'm not sure what that is. And then My Tribute to Mom 2019 is on there. And then she repeated the same thing, collaboration and My Tribute to Mom in the title. So you've got the exact same thing in your thumbnail that you've got on your title. So you've repeated them both places. Let's take a look at your...
Hello everyone, this is Stephanie of Creatively Miss Me.
Let's take a look at your description box. So in your description box now, your title is Collaboration, My Tribute to Mom 2019. In your description box, you say, I'm participating in a collaboration. I want to share it with you guys. Collaboration, My Tribute to Mom 2019, hosted by Kimberly at Diva Design on a Dime with Kimberly Davis. I hope you enjoyed this video. Your first line is wasted because it doesn't, and when I say wasted, what I mean is there's not the keywords in it that's going to attract the YouTube search algorithm. So maybe you might have wanted to start with the actual name of the collaboration, My Tribute to Mom, a collaboration hosted by Kimberly at Diva Designing on a Dime. Let's see, what else do you have in there? See you soon on another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Well, guys, what do you think? And when you look at the rest of her description box, this is an example of what Drea means by make it pretty. She uses some diamonds as the, well, you need to repeat the name of that title in the description box. Yes, because you want those keywords that you use in your title to show up in your description box, because that's how the YouTube search finds it. And then if you're using vidIQ, let's see what data I can get about that. Well, it doesn't look like I'm getting, oh, there it is. I can't see your tags, but it does say that your tags were too short. When I look at your tags, Stephanie, the tags that you used, the only ones that were like rated was Creatively Ms. Me, which was rated as 4. Creatively Ms. Me with Stephanie was a 4, and My Tribute to Mom 2019 was 4. And that just means that in YouTube search, people searching for the keyword, this rates like a 4. The rest of the tags you used didn't get a number at all. So you didn't use many ranked keywords in that title. So since My Tribute to Mom was your highest ranking keyword phrase, that's what you should have started your description box with. My Tribute to Mom, hosted by, or My Tribute to Mom 2019, hosted by Kimberly, or I wouldn't even put in Kimberly. I would put hosted by Diva Designing on a Dime with Kimberly Davis, because when you put the Kimberly and at in there, they're counting those characters. And so there's no need for you to repeat those characters right there. And instead of saying, I hope you enjoyed this video, see you soon on another video. And then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, those are sentences that the Google search engine will search. And so they're not looking for, I hope you enjoyed this video. They're not looking for any of those words. So you're going to be missing out on being recommended in search. Yeah, if you've got the free version of vidIQ, just kind of start playing around with it and just start looking at it. And Stephanie, I don't know if you've got the free version of vidIQ, but I encourage you to get it, the free version. And because the free version will be good enough to get started with. And it just kind of shows you how your keywords are ranking, and even try keyword phrases. And like you didn't put, like you've got Mother's Day in there spelled without the apostrophe, but then you don't have it again with the other way. And So there's lots of other keywords that you could have used to give you more oomph in your description box. So there's that. But you did a beautiful job in how you laid it out. I've got the paid version of vidIQ, but I've got the lowest paid version. I think the lowest paid version is like, I don't know, it's $9.99 or less. I've got the lowest paid version, and I'm still learning how to use it. But there's something that I would think about with that. How I pull up the keywords. Well, I do. Well, when I look over here at Stephanie's, what I can see is like, because I've got vidIQ on my computer, it allows me to see other people's keywords and tags that they use. So when I look over on the right side of the screen, I can see, oh, thank you. I can see where like her vidIQ SEO score, I can see the score she got for that. I can see the word count in her description box. She's got 2 end screens. So it shows her video optimization checklist, and her tags, it says tags too short. No controversial keywords. And it shows the number of views she's got. Talks about her subs and all that kind of stuff, her subscribers and all of that. So yeah, that's what I can see on my side. And but like I said, she does a beautiful job in the way she's laid out the rest of her description box. I like how she used the teal diamonds, which is her signature color, to highlight some of the different things that she wants to use. Oh, I'm hearing more thunder here too. So yeah, Kimberly, check to see, because even with the free version of vidIQ, you should be able to see what some of the other people have on their channel. Be able to look at other people's tags, I believe. So yeah, so there's that. What else should we look at? Oh, let's take a look at your. Let's take a look at your about page. Let's see what it says. So, about page. Yes, April said it's also good to check out your competition. So if you've got, when you sign up for the free version of vidIQ, you can set up 3 competitors, and so you can kind of go to look to see what they're doing, that kind of thing. So on your description, I'm an empty nester, homemaker, mother, and grandmother who works on a shoestring budget. I'm doing something I love. I have always loved to decorate, do tablescapes, DIY, etc. So she's talking about that. I can do all things in Christ, become a member of my channel. She's got her email address, business information. So she's got all of that in there. So she's got 2,000 subscribers. Let's take a look to see what she's doing with her community channel, because she should be using that. Oh, so right there on her, the first thing I see now, 2 weeks ago, she put up a note that says, I'm so excited to reach my 2,000 member mark, and a giveaway will be coming soon. Look out for the video. And what she did is put a nice, beautiful screenshot of her banner, and where it's got the 2,000 subscribers, and she put a big purple circle around it and then a big green arrow, and it's beautiful. And I believe she's got vidIQ on her channel, because from looking at the analytics that I'm seeing, I think that's a vidIQ thing. But congratulations on that. And so that's very nice. So, and the thing about the community tab is when you put a post on there, that pops up on your community's feed in a different place than from videos. And so they're more likely to check it. So yeah, so very nicely done there. And that's one of the things that vidIQ has said is when you reach certain milestones, create a certificate which you can get from the vidIQ like system, and put it on your social media, And I hope you put that on your Instagram and that kind of thing. And then 4 months ago, 5 months ago, etc. 5 months ago, she did a get to know me live Q&A. So very nice. There's a beautiful picture of her there. And lets us know she's doing all three for the first time. So you haven't been using your community tab very much, just sporadically. And have to say, I have been sporadic about mine too, but I'm trying to be more strategic about what I do with it. So one of the things that I'm trying to do with my community tab now is put polls or surveys up there, provide information that I want you guys to use, or ask a question. And one of the questions that I did put on my community tab most recently, Stephanie's channel is Creatively Ms. Me with Stephanie. That's whose channel we're looking at. But one of the things that I've been trying to do is put polls up, and I did post a question about doing reviews and what are the kinds of questions you have when you do a review, or what kind of things do you want to know. So Stephanie, or rather, yes, you're going to be doing your first review pretty soon, so I'm excited to hear about it and excited to see it. V just did a product review this week, and I think Dana got one. No, Liz got one last week. So it's exciting to see all of us begin to get products to review. So that's kind of cool. So guys, I think we have talked about all the points in the video that I wanted to address. And let's see, I wanted us to look at a couple of thumbnails and channels. So we've been doing that. Oh, let's take a look at Clueless Mama D. Let's look at her channel before we go, after she was the one that gave us the discussion about the description box. Let's take a look at hers. Oh, Stephanie, you're welcome. I have been meaning to get back with you and take a look at your channel, and because I knew that we were supposed to talk about it, and then it just kind of, didn't happen, and it didn't happen. And I thought, oh, well, we're talking about different things tonight. It made perfect sense to jump in and do it tonight with the things we were talking about, if it was okay with you. So I think I just saw a candle fly in the house. That's the one thing about now, it's being summer. It's like, oh, there's a bug flying around. So yes, I'm glad we were able to get to it. So thank you for being patient. So now we're looking at Clueless Mama D. Yes, she does have a beautiful smile. So I agree with that. So when we look at Clueless Mama D, when we take a look at how her page even opens up, at the top, you've got this little, like, kind of an avatar cartoon like of her lying down and she's thinking. You can see all kinds of little things in like the little thought bubble above her head. And then you see a little description about what she means by that. So Sylvia says her popular uploads are very good. So when we look at the latest from Clueless Mama D, if we take a look at her thumbnail says patio table decor, DIY thrift decor, black and white patio decor. And when you look at the thumbnail, you see 3 words on the thumbnail, and it's DIY, anthropology, and patio. And you see there's black and white table decor and DIY anthropology patio. And so then, there's a title, which is explanatory. Criticism, sure, go ahead, give it. We're talking about, we're trying to learn from these different thumbnails. So if there's a thought that you have, because we're all going to gain from whatever it is we talk about. So jump right in and offer a comment or a suggestion, constructive, of course. But we can see the black and white dinnerware or stuff on the table, and then the only word patio was repeated in her title, but that was the only thing. And let's see what the description box says.
This
So this is interesting. So she put the title at the top of her description box, and then a space, and then let's DIY some thrifted decor items I bought during my recent Trash to Treasure haul. So now she's got some great keywords there: thrifted decor items, trash to treasure, and haul. Those are pretty good. I really wanted black and white patio decor for my outdoor patio table. I made some cute DIYs for a patio table centerpiece. So that's another keyword phrase, patio table centerpiece, from the thrift store and Dollar Tree. And as you know, thrift store and Dollar Tree, those are huge. Let's see. And then she's got additional stuff. If you love thrift decor makeovers, trash to treasure, and Dollar Tree, be sure to subscribe because I'm always doing these things. And so let's look at her SEO score from vidIQ. She got a 70 out of 100, which is pretty good. Her title, it says, is too long. They recommend you use between 50 to 70 characters for your title. So it says her title's too long. I get that a lot too. Her black and white patio decor ranked number 4. Black and white patio decor ideas ranked number 9. Patio table decor ranked number 4. Black and white patio table ideas was 10. So she's using these keywords in her description. And where's the box to get that over there? So yeah, she did, I think, fairly good. I'm just surprised though that she left that double space in between the title. But she repeated the title again in her description box, but she left a double space there. Okay, so there's that one. So let's go back. And then the next one down from that one is Dollar Tree and Thrift Haul, Trash to Treasure Haul. If you take a look at her picture, it's got $2 Anthropologie dupes. And then it says Dollar Tree and Thrift Haul and Trash to Treasure Haul. So I don't know. Here, I'm a little puzzled here because I'm thinking Anthropologie dupes. Is that the Dollar Tree? Or is that the Trash to Treasure? What is that? Oh, it's also like well, let's just look at that to see, because I'm kind of puzzled by that.
you and your team need to get things done.
Okay. It's a Dollar Tree and Thrift Haul. Thrift shop with me for Trash to Treasure Haul. It's also like an Anthropologie thrift haul because I found Anthropologie-inspired looks at Dollarama and thrifting. Oh, okay. I have lots of Trash to Treasure DIYs coming up, and I thrift and shop at Dollar Tree every week, so don't forget to subscribe. So you can see where she repeated several of her keywords in her description. Okay. Thoughts? Well, okay. Let's see. Trash to Treasure Haul ranked number 5. And Dollar Tree Thrift 14. Dollar Tree and Thrift Haul was number 1. Is that a 1? And interesting. Well, okay, guys, we've kind of gone through we've gone through all my notes. We've gone through some of your notes. We've gone through more stuff than I thought we were going to go through tonight. I certainly didn't intend to keep you guys on this long. So I think we better close this out because I'm starting to get really dry. So I appreciate, though, you guys jumping on with me tonight. Okay, it's a collab, red and white. Diva, I will capture that once the recording comes back up. Then I'll go through the chat and catch it because I couldn't get it all then. But if you guys know of any other collabs that are coming up for any other creators on any other channels that you're aware of, if you could put them in the comments section so that I can capture them for the next shout out Sunday, because I've been missing a couple and I'm going to have to work on my computer to kind of clear out my cookies so I can start over because I'm not getting some things. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for this YouTube growth strategy session. As always, we got down to the business of figuring some things out, and we talked about thumbnails and we talked about descriptions, which was what our task was for tonight. And I think it worked out pretty good. So I will see you guys tomorrow when I edit and upload my update on my vision board. And then Trisha said she wants to work on a collab for something for mental health with someone. So you guys, she put it out there so you guys can think about it. So you guys have a good night, ladies. I will chat with you next time. Be blessed, everybody.